Caveat emptor. That is Latin for buyer beware. But what is Latin for dater beware? Swiper beware. I don't know. Caveat swipeador? Who knows? On today's Astound Yourself dating show, we are going to talk about the woes, the pitfalls of online dating.
Oh boy.
Stick around. Hello, everybody. My name is Richard Francois. I am your host tonight for the Astound Yourself dating show. Welcome, welcome. And with me tonight, I have my illustrious co-hostess. What is your name, illustrious co-hostess?
My name is Elaine Saunders.
That's right. I can vouch. It's true. Her name is, in fact, Elaine Saunders, everybody. And if you would like for us to say hello to you, drop a comment, say hi, we'll say hello to you. And if you have questions, also definitely ask your questions. This is a live show. This isn't just like TV, although it might look like it. This is a live show. We are going to see your comments. We love to interact with you, your comments, your questions. And tonight we have a show about the scams, the unpleasant surprises that one can come across in the treacherous world of online dating. Elaine, right. Let's start with a number. 200 million. That's
what?
The number. 200 million. That is how much Americans spent or lost in online dating last year. We're not talking about their memberships. No, we could argue that's money lost, maybe, but we're not talking about online memberships. This is money that people got scammed out of last year alone dating online. Well, how does that happen? How can you get scammed with that much money online?
That's crazy.
Anyways, it is. Isn't it though, Elaine?
That's craziness. That's just crazy.
You are a matchmaker, Elaine, as many of our viewers may know. Have any of your clients come to you as a result of having been scammed online and they're like, I'm done with this garbage. I just need to have somebody help me meet someone?
I would say this. A lot of the people I work with have been approached to be scammed. Mm-hmm. And they have wisened up in the nick of time. I have spoke to women, though, however, that they were already scammed out of a good deal of money, and their reason to have a difficulty in working with me is they already emptied out their bank account and told me they have money left. I mean, I'm talking thousands. Oof. That unfathomable that they would empty out their bank account I'm talking not 10,000, but I've heard $20,000 to a man that they thought loved them and that they thought they were helping and that they would be repaid.
Some of these guys are smooth.
Oh my God. And just so they're vulnerable and just crazy, sad. So many women, they come to me because they just don't even want to hear it. They don't even get me started with some of the things. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. That's an unfortunate part of online dating. So let's go through our list tonight and just look at some of the ways in which people get scammed or taken advantage of online. I'll take one, you'll take one, we'll go back and forth, ping pong. And if you are watching and you want to comment, you want to add anything, maybe you know of a story of somebody who got taken advantage of online, or you saw one coming and you dodged a bullet, anything like that. Just any cautionary tales, just comment, just let us know you're here and that you are in this conversation. Let's just go to the first one. Again, if you can bring it back on the screen. There are dating sites that actually don't delete old profiles. So it looks like there are many more members on the site than the truth. And so these people, the ringers, they post fake profiles and maybe they'll say hello to you. But you can start to sniff out old fake profiles, either based on how old the pictures are or the kinds of responses you get. If you get automated responses, and how can you tell you get an automated response? When you ask a question and the person just blows right by it, or the response blows right by your question and starts a whole different topic, or they just seem to be having a conversation all on their own. One thing that I used to like to do when I suspected that I was dealing with a robot or a fake profile is I would just respond with the least amount possible. Like I'd put a comma. I'd respond with a comma, and they'd be like, "Ha ha, that's hilarious! Yes, by the way, go over there, and this is my. I'm not really on this site too much. Go over there. This is my email, or this is my Snapchat, whatever."
So they would respond to you when you gave them a non-response. They were still
they respond
as if you were.
You just respond with one single character, like a comma, or a semicolon, an apostrophe, and you get a response back. Yeah.
Silly crazy.
That's right. So that's one of the things that happens on these online dating sites is the fake profiles. Any other tips, Elaine, about how to maybe sniff out a fake profile?
Well, it's interesting. Sometimes, an absolute fake profile is if you're getting messaged by someone that you have a really, and this comes ahead, I think I'm jumping ahead a little bit. The pictures just don't sit right with you. The person just looks a little maybe too good to be true, or a little too GQ if it's a guy, or a little too, supermodel.
I see.
Why is this person hitting up on me?
Oh, wait. Are you saying, without saying it, Elaine, that maybe somebody's hitting you up who's out of your league? Is that what you might be saying? We're not trying to be mean here, but I get what you're saying.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But you're getting hit up by somebody who you're like, well, what's this person doing here online at all? What are they talking to me? Nobody of that caliber ever talked to me. Wait, this person is a doctor. They have a Nobel Prize. They have a Nobel Prize, and they look like Mr. Universe or Ms. Universe. What's going on here? And they're on this free dating site looking for me.
And he doesn't, and he lives in another state or or a faraway city or some crazy thing, and he's on business, and when he comes back in a couple of months, he's going to want to date me. So he's reaching. I happen to catch his eye. Just so happens.
Because you did a perfect job with your makeup the day you took that picture. That's why.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, let's take a look at the next possible scam that people can look out for, and I'll have you, Elaine, go about that one.
Okay. People bend to the truth just a little, or they flat out lie. They say they don't smoke, and guess what? They smoke. Or they fudge on their age, or you only see them from the neck up. A few extra pounds or a few tons of pounds extra. It's, people can say anything. Or, they have a ton of pictures and you see them in different chronological places in their lifetime, and you just don't know, well, which one are you really? Who are you? That you or your brother?
High school graduation pictures and divorce party pictures.
Right. So different hair color, different, bald, not bald, but all different types of strange things you're looking at, and you just don't know. Or some people show pictures, they don't even look like the same person in the pictures. So,
I've seen those profiles.
Yeah. So, but fudging height. Men tend to fudge height. Women tend to fudge age and weight. And that's a given. Everybody I talk to, when they come to me, by the time they get to my doorstep, they are frustrated with the online dating sites. And I ask them, what did they find? And I don't even have to, I know the story, but I like to hear it just so I can get for myself that they're really done with it, is that they've been lied to, and they were told they were something they weren't. Either it's the age issue, the height issue, The pictures were old and they looked nothing like they saw in the photographs. Misrepresentation over and over and over again. It's not a good way to start a relationship.
So anytime you see something that is untrue, whether it doesn't add up online, or maybe when you start to meet the person in person, or even on Zoom, you're seeing discrepancies between what they're saying
right
online and how they're representing themselves. That's a red flag. It doesn't mean that you have a professional scammer on your hands necessarily,
right.
but there's some lack of truthfulness happening.
Integrity, character. What does it say about you? You can't get it right from hello. I mean, that's the thing. And if you can't be completely honest and forthright and truthful, what else are you going to lie about? The other number one thing that people also, a lot of people are out there, they're not yet divorced and they're saying they're divorced. So I can't tell you how many times I come across a person who's like, well, I'm not exactly divorced yet, but
I'm working on it.
I'm working on it. Or I'm not exactly out of the house yet, but we haven't slept together in months, meaning days, minutes, you know? You got to translate. Yeah. Once if it's this, it's really that, it's like having to convert from the metric system.
The real
one and the fuzzy one.
Yeah. It's in the same realm as the rule of three, Elaine. Remember the rule of three?
No, enlighten me.
Oh, the joke about the rule of three is if you ask a guy how many women he slept with, you divide the answer by 3 because guys exaggerate.
Oh, okay. So if it's 21, it's really 7.
What was that? Exactly.
If the guy says 21, it's only really 7.
Exactly. And if you if you ask a woman how many people she slept with, you have to multiply by 3 because women exaggerate.
So 7 is really up there.
That's the joke.
Why does she get a badge for 21? What does she get the trophy?
Now you know.
I don't get it. I don't get the double standard. It's not right. It's not fair. Damn it.
What's the next one? Oh, predatory behavior like stalkers and sex offenders. Now, how do you spot a sex offender from an online dating profile or picture? You probably
good looking.
Because they're good looking? I could be a sex offender by those standards, Elaine. Take that back.
Some of them are hot.
Predatory behavior. So you can't spot that from a picture, but there are behaviors you can look for that are not good signs. For example, somebody who does not seem to respect it when you say no to any little thing.
Right.
They say, well, we should get together. And you say, I'm not ready for that. Oh, come on. Why aren't you ready for that? I mean, live a little. This pandemic could kill us both next week. And I'm not saying anyone who does that is automatically a predator, but predators do not respect boundaries. So when they hear, no, hi, Dennis, thank you for watching the show. Hello. Hi. Dennis is a good friend of mine and a colleague. Dennis is actually an amazing networker. So if you're looking to get connected to some people, Dennis is a good person for that. And he's also a great business coach. So, hi, Dennis. Thank you for watching. The point is that you want to watch for people who don't respect it when you set limits to certain things. When you say, no, I'm not interested in that. I don't want to do that. Please don't say this. Please don't talk to me this way. When that person thinks it's a game to just continually go beyond where you say no, that's potential predatory behavior right there.
Okay.
And so that's the kind of thing you have to look out for. Those small behaviors could be indicators of bigger problems.
Right. Well, anytime somebody jumps, let's say, for example, they go from hello to sexual discussions or pictures or.
That's right. Sexual discussions, sexual pictures you didn't ask for right away. That's not a good sign. Deviant
kind of.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah, unwelcome.
Oh, here's another one for you, Elaine.
Catfishing. Catfishing. This is show about catfishing. Someone who uses fake photographs and they create a whole different persona. They pretend to be somebody else. These are fun people. These are people with lots of time on their hands. A lot of them are lonely, or they're just insecure, and almost like a hobby, I think, for some of them. They have their home
manipulation.
They never actually meet the person. They just kind of try to attract a person and draw them into an online relationship that can't really go anywhere, because if they were ever discovered who they really are, it would come out and they would be discovered to not be anything like the person. Sometimes they pretend to be a woman when they're a man, or they create a whole persona. They live vicariously through this person they create to attract somebody and engage them in conversation online and into a make-believe relationship. Fun stuff, huh? Like lots of time wasting going on there, huh?
Lots and lots of time wasting. It's really inconsiderate to the other person when someone engages in catfishing. It's somebody, again, who's not considering the impact on someone else, and they're just out to get whatever it is that they want to get. And it's a misrepresentation of who you really are. And it doesn't only always stay online. Catfishing could simply be representing yourself as a profession that you really aren't, or pretending that you have a financial status that you don't have.
Oh, right.
Or pretending that you are younger than you actually are, or that you're thinner than you actually are, or that you are shorter or taller than you actually, usually taller than you actually are. There are different ways that catfishing happens. I had an experience once where I went on a date with this woman, and she had these great pictures. I'm going to date myself a bit here. If those of you remember that show Melrose Place with Heather Locklear, Heather Locklear was this gorgeous blonde who was the star of that show Melrose Place.
Yes.
This woman in her profile photos looked like Heather Locklear.
Okay.
And I thought I had hit the jackpot when this woman responded to me and was so interested in seeing me. And she started making jokes like, "Oh my gosh, you're going to run away when you see me." I'm like, "What are you talking about? You look great." Well, her pictures were not recent. Okay. So I go there to meet Heather. I go there to meet Heather Locklear. And and first of all, she's like 20 minutes late, 20 minutes late. And when she showed up, she had her shades on. I was dressed up for this date. She was wearing sweats. Showed up 20 minutes late. And she, instead of looking like Heather Locklear, she looked more like Sharon Stone that had been beat up with a wet towel. It was very different from what was advertised. And she couldn't. And she was shocked that when I wasn't all about seeing her again, she was like, "Of course I want to see you again." I was like, "Oh, what?" And so I kind of politely wiggled my way out of that and never called her again. But
that's crazy.
Catfishing is not fun when it happens to you. I don't know why it would be fun for somebody when they do it, but it's definitely not fun when it happens to you. So look out for people.
What do they think is going to happen when you meet them? Like, you can't.
Well, they think they'll win you over with their winning personality, or maybe you won't be able to say anything, and like you'll just go along with it.
Yeah, that's confusing to me. Like, oh, I'll just talk my way out of this when I meet you. Like,
you'll not even address the elephant in the room. I won't even bring it up.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Just, I don't get it.
Oh, here we go.
That's yours, baby.
That's mine. Okay, so another one is looking out for. We talked about scams. That's the whole show about scams, but specifically spammers and prostitutes. Usually targeting. That usually targets men.
Men, right? Yeah, I've never been. Yeah.
You'll have
ever asked me to pay for sex yet. Not yet. I put the "yet" on there. I'm sure it's coming. It's coming.
Not optimistic, Elaine.
I I haven't been asked to break out the credit card yet.
Gosh. What's up, Kevin? Look at Kevin
Hey,
here.
Kevin.
Kevin, how's it going, Kevin? Good to see you again. Welcome.
How are you?
Kevin was a guest in our show some time ago, and thank you for the accolade. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that.
The perfect woman. That's awesome.
Perfect woman. Really? Well, I didn't know Wonder Woman was single. Excellent.
Must have found my twin sister. Tell her I said hi.
Hi, there you go. We can always count on Elaine to be modest.
No, funny. That was funny.
Oh, okay. It was funny.
Yeah, funny. I'm
All right, let's
probably
go back. So we have spammers and scams and what else? Oh, and prostitutes. That generally happens with guys. And what will happen is you'll start up a conversation with somebody, and the first thing you send her, she responds to it immediately. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. You write and you get a response right away. And you look at the response and it's like, oh, hey, sweetheart. Or she's calling you something really, really personal and a little bit slightly provocative, not provocative, but definitely very familiar. Hey, honey, hey, sweetheart, hey, handsome, hey, whatever. And she'll come up with some excuse like, here's my number, or here's a link, send me a text, or follow me on this link. I don't really spend much time on here. You click on that link, you send that text, and it keeps redirecting and rerouting you to where at one point you're then being offered to pay money to have access to her OnlyFans page or some other thing where she can really talk to you more privately. And here you are, you're on a dating site looking to meet somebody to date, and now you are being told, hey, spend some money, and you'll get a chance to talk to me virtually. And it preys on guys who are lonely and guys who don't really have a lot of facility when it comes to kind of conversing with women and getting positive sexual attention from women. And flat out prostitutes who will just be on there, and they might have very provocative pictures of themselves, and you think, oh, this one's ready to go. She's ready for action. Woohoo! Look at me. I scored. But then you might even not realize what you're in for until you meet in person. And then it's like you being asked for payment. Or so it could be very, very, very tricky, a very precarious situation you put yourself in. And if you are not careful and learn how to slow things down. Elaine, I'll let you take the next one.
Well, that kind of leads right in. They try to get your information so they could spam you with the ads, the porn ads, etc. Things like your email address, your phone number. So you had mentioned sometimes they say, oh, I'm not really on here a lot. Let me have your phone number, your email, so we can communicate off the site.
Yes.
So that's what they try to do. They try to get your information. And the next thing you know, you're getting text messages with the porn sites or the emails from these porn sites. And you're like, I never signed up for this stuff. I'm not even interested in this kind of stuff, but that's how they got your information, because you were on a dating site and you thought you were talking to somebody real. And then the next thing you know, they got your email address or your phone number because you gave it up too quickly to somebody who was really a spammer.
Yeah, that's right. Hello, Ruben. Thanks for watching. Ruben is one of our top fans here. We love to see Ruben here with his comments. How's it going, Ruben? And one other thing that you to mention about that, Elaine, is that it's when you are online dating, I always recommend having a separate phone number than the one that's actually your phone number. There are different services that offer this. One of them is Google. Google actually offers you what's called Google Voice, where they'll give you a separate phone number. It'll link to your actual device, but nobody can actually track you down. They can't do a search with that number and find out who you are or where you live or any such information. Right. It's just a number Google gave you. So you can use that with its call or text people. And when you give that number, if it becomes really problematic, you can always just
delete it.
that number and get a new one.
Get a new one, yeah.
One I think is called Sideline. So just look for different ones that are free, where you can just get a separate number from your actual cell phone number to give someone online, because you will eventually give that number to somebody online to talk to them, or maybe you'll have a Zoom call first and then meet them and then talk to them and then get the phone number. But really avoid giving out, and definitely never click on any links. If you did not request a link from somebody that you got a reason to want that link, don't click on any links, because worst case scenario, you'll get a virus. Less worst case scenario, you'll go somewhere and they'll siphon money out of you. Avoid clicking on links you do not request.
Correct. So, this is a good one. They tend to move very fast on a relationship. In other words, just they fall in love pretty quick, or they claim to be in love very quick. They're very overly romantic. They use pet names very fast. And the other thing they do sometimes, they want you to prove to them that you're legit. Kind of like using reverse psychology.
Right.
Like they want you, like, how do I know you're legit? Meanwhile, they're the ones who are not legit. So they kind of pray that way. Tricky.
Being very slick. So we have a few more. Let's go to the next one here. They often ask for money without ever having met you. I mentioned that earlier. That generally happens to women, where the guy will indirectly ask for money by hinting at having some real difficulties, and the woman with a good heart wanting to help this guy that she's
never do that
without really knowing them. So that's usually what will happen there. And when it comes to the other way around, when it comes to guys being asked for money, it's usually, hey, why don't you come onto this site and there's a membership. That's usually how guys get hit up for money on online dating sites. Let's look at the next one. We have a couple more to go.
Okay. Watch out for people that are definitely out of your league. Oops, it could happen. If they look too good to be true, they probably are. If they're way too young for you, way too suspicious looking, they look like a rock star or a model or a brain surgeon that normally wouldn't look at you, let's face it, just kind of really out of your league, then they probably are not for real.
Yeah,
sorry.
So it's probably a fake profile, probably. Yeah, we talked about this briefly before. Oh, look at this one. Yes, poor grammar, broken English. Yes, that's again in the vein of the romance scams targeting women. You'll have somebody who uses poor grammar. Maybe there'll be a little spelling error, but it's usually the wording is kind of off. Maybe they'll use the wrong tense in a verb, or maybe they'll use a bit of dated language, or they'll use pet names that people don't really quite use anymore, like my darling. Elaine, my darling, I can't wait to see you, and my heart is not the same every night. The sun rises on your boob. Whoa.
So check this out.
Wow, Kevin. Somebody brought their uncle to the meeting to approve. Wow, that's pretty serious.
Did he?
That's pretty serious right there. I think that's a whole different. That's not even so much of a scam as I think that's just inappropriate, and somebody who either doesn't trust himself or doesn't have enough boundaries with family. If you're an adult, I don't want you being with somebody who needs to have another adult there checking you out. They should be able to do that work for themselves, or get the right advice to be able to do that work for themselves. I don't want to be involved with somebody who has to have their sister there or their best friend there because, I don't feel safe, or I've got to make sure we're meeting at a coffee shop. You don't feel safe meeting with me at a coffee shop at 7 p.m., fine. Let's do 2 p.m. in broad daylight. But we're not going to have your friend there grilling me like I'm some kind of, we don't do that. There are other ways to go about it without somebody playing that hand. And Kevin agrees. By the way, Kevin is excellent when it comes to topics of relationship as well. And he is, I forget how you brand yourself, Kevin. Kevin has a really cool title. So go to Kevin's website, Relationship Avenues, if you want to find out more about him. He's a great colleague, and he's an effectiveness coach. You want to do better with people. Kevin's got here.
Type your website, Kevin, in the comments.
You can put that in the comments if you like, Kevin. And do we have any more, or do we cover them? I know we're basically out of time, but we did start a minute late. So if we have one more, let's make sure we cover it. Go ahead, Elaine, with this one here.
Someone who's very sexually forward right away sends provocative photos, things of that nature.
Yeah, provocative photos, whether it be like them in lingerie or pictures of genitalia. Genitalia, listen to me. Such a word, genitalia. It doesn't even sound appealing, the word genitalia. They make it sound so bad.
I was going to say this, that there's a word that reminds me of that, but I can't say it. I'm not going to say it.
No, don't say it then. But anything like that, where it's very provocative right off the bat, that could very well be somebody who's just there just to either waste your time or somehow have you spend money on them, or just redirect you to someplace else to not really have anything to do with dating. If you automatically getting unsolicited images that are very stimulating and explicit. Yeah. So I want to thank everybody who watched us tonight. You can go back and watch the show again, share it with anybody you know who is single. They may find it valuable. Somebody who maybe perhaps could be susceptible to a romance scam or has a close brush with that. Have them watch the show. We have plenty of previous episodes on other topics. Do watch that as well. We will not be here next Thursday, as Thursday is Thanksgiving holiday.
That's
but
right.
We definitely will see you the Thursday after that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm going to have Elaine tell you where you can find her and where you can reach out to her. Elaine, where can people find you?
Okay, I am on Facebook at dynamicintroductions.com. I do have a website. I'm revamping it, so we'll talk about that next time. I have a meetup group on Meetup. You can call me. Call me.
Call you. I hope you have a different phone number like I was suggesting. This better not be your real direct to your cell phone number, Elaine.
This is my number. You can reach me at 603-262-1560. And if I have a sideline, if you want to scam me, I can give you my sideline number.
There we go. This is Elaine's number. Be nice to her. This is for business only. I'm watching you all. And if you're looking to find me, my name again is Richard Francois. You can find me here on this page, Astound Yourself Dating, or you can go to grichard360.com. I have lots of goodies there as well. And you can check me out and reach out if you want some individual coaching. Until next time, we will see you. Remember, don't just be yourself, enhance yourself.
There you go. Have a good one. Happy Thanksgiving.